Greetings, everyone. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we'll be back to the newest chapter of Black Clover, chapter 316, A Sword of the Unchosen. Although, judging by the black balls, I feel like the Unchosen part is a bit wrong. I mean, seriously, the whole underdog thing in Black Clover or the Black Bulls has really lost its value once you consider everything else, but we'll get to it as we get to it. And oh, by the way, before we start the chapter properly, I would like to mention this chapter is exactly what you have predicted. Like, there's nothing wrong with the thing you've predicted. Like, and we'll get into the problem with these chapters in the end, but let's get over this chapter quickly. So anyways, then we see the giant dick that is Lucifer's manifesting body, as we see the four cocoons still being there. We see a bit of inside, and it doesn't seem to be anything inside so far, like there's still cracks in the openings, but we'll see if there's anything special. So anyways, then we get in there, it should be like Lucifer is overwhelming. He just cracked the Black Bull's base. Is that really the most powerful that the heroes have right now? Like, is Nosal, Fugolion, Meliana really Gaja really below the base? I mean, I know it's a giant, so you can say it's now even stronger in defensive, but is it really the strongest? So anyways, then we see a bunch of Father Space Resistance members on the floor, as we see, again, seemingly not being able to stand perfectly normally with that thing. I mean, it does seem like to push him down a bit, but no different than those building remains still remaining. Now, he's not even on the ground, he's just standing up. It's just like affecting Eru, but you don't really notice. So as they have someone being like, Lucifer is manifesting. I think that's what it's supposed to be in general. And in the next panel, we get an even more penis-looking Lucifer as the Black Bull's base is still not fully destroyed. I mean, my God, are we really supposed to be intimidated by Lucifer at this point? I mean, even if Lucifer, I know it's not fully Lucifer, I know that I already see the arguments, I've always seen them about this isn't fully manifested Lucifer and all, but come on, people! Lucifer, the king of the demons, the final boss, or whatever he's gonna be, is literally shown his first hand looking like a giant penis. You are not gonna make a character look intimidating when you can literally take a 10-minute or 14-minute joke video on a character that's just supposed to be a funny gag from a adult comedy show as and put their name when their character says, "I'm Penis Man." I mean, seriously. So anyways, there we get Asta getting serious as he tries to calm down as we get a little bit of a flashback where we see Asta being how Asta got to that mountain. And she's like, Liben, I might just be able to save Captain Yami without hurting him or any of others. As the other ones taking all of that, as they're all staring at them like, you've got this. I'm assuming that the officials is probably gonna have you two got this. It's kind of funny how I don't know. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, Noelle is still in her Mercury outfit thing, and she has a Black Bull's robe on. I mean, I guess putting the Black Bull's robe on was the important thing, but yeah. Anyways, we get everyone there. Then we have Fenrir, and Asta handshaking as Fenrir teleports them to that distance, which I guess this is the place they passed when they were arriving there. So anyways, then we have this badass panel of Asta holding the katana. He's like, you can leave this to us. So as then we have surprisingly Asta being like, we can cut that much, can't we? As he's a bit unsure if that will be possible. As then we have Libra being like in history form. Yeah, we can cut it. We will cut it. So we get this like a badass, very badass moment with Asta and Libes, uh, by as uh, as Libe is thinking about Lisita, as he says, to avenge Lisita. And the other side, we have kind of like a two-face panel, and the other side with Asta be like, in order to save Captain Yami. Which I wonder if this is the reason why Libe looks so similar to Asta is because of this panel. So it wouldn't be like a big difference or something between the two. I don't know. So as there we have them saying to themselves, we won't let Lucifer come out. The 30 minutes are up. Then we get an obvious badass panel that will look better when the official transitions come out because the paneling in the unofficial is a bit a darkened tone. As we get this badass double union mode where it seems to have a bit different wings as well, some kind of like cloth piece on the ground and around it, kind of like a cape almost. People have actually been mentioning how Devil Union does have a bit of different features depending on the sword that Asta uses, so yeah, it makes sense. As in, Asta uses his spell called Devil Union, the fourth sword, Demon Slayer. Oh, not Demon Slayer, Demon Slasher. I just thought of something else. So then we have Asta looking at a giant dick as we see that even the backside of that panel of that thing, as in us is like neither of us were chosen by mana. That's why. As he puts his arms up for the slash, as you see the tip of the blade, as he strikes it down, as he says, "We'll choose for our souls." As he uses the slice and slices and goes right through the giant dick monster, not destroying any of the cocoons, as the base is still not fully destroyed, as we can see, so it seems to be repairing itself with no problem at all. Or it's taking some time to fully repair. As also uses the move called Demon Slasher Infinite Slash Equinox, which is actually the move that Yami used against Zagre in the last arc. So yeah, a pretty cool panel, obviously. I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest. If you judge this chapter by the panel and the art itself, it's fire. But the problems that we are gonna go into the end the chapter are not related to that. So this chapter, in terms of art, fire. In terms of anything else, problems, problems, problems. So anyways, we cut through this. We then get a bit different panel, the closer panel of this, as we see the dick being fully cut in half. Make a vagina joke if you want. I will. So that's how it looks like when a man transitions into a woman, huh? They knew it was violent, but what can you do? As we see the father and the million siblings reacting, as we see the spirit guardians and the random guy being like, oh, the two civilian females that were crushed were like, oh, surprising they survived this insane power. As then we see Fugola be like, and we're like, oh yeah! I guess Meliodas wants to fight again, showing to us why it's not really as dire as it was meant to be. There we see the middle portion, as we see that where Yami and William were, as they're starting to fall, as we see those coffins or whatever they were starting to fall. Well, they're cracked and that caused them to fall. As it seems that some plant thing is gonna be catching them. I guess that's great, transforming some of the limbs into a hand, on some of the rocks into a hand, so they'll fall into it. As we see how shot of Yami looking in the direction that Slash came with the cracks still on his body. As then we have the half part of Nox's helmet. I think that's what that is supposed to be, starting to disappear as he also turns around. As then we got back to the panel with Asta, as we see the blade as I was like, Demon Slasher is able to choose what he cuts. The things I want to protect will never be cut by this katana. Convenient, but alright, it's pretty cool. Panel again. Then we get a bit of flashbacks between Asta and Nach when they were, training and the fight with Dante. And the final panel of the chapter is knocking on and be like, you pull it off, Asta. And they're just like surpassing his two mentors. Yep, and the end of the chapter. So, yeah. Where do I begin? So, this chapter is pretty much just build up, hype up for Asta Slash and the couple of characters and faces. And I'm gonna say this is why I feel like this should have honestly to God been the last chapter and this chapter together. Like, I do not feel like these two chapters should have been apart. Because so little happens in this chapter that it really makes no sense for these two to be apart. I mean, maybe the reactions could be saved up for this chapter, but even so, it's only like a few of them. It's honestly just there to have be like, I guess, a good ending or something. But yeah, this is it for this chapter. I'm honestly a bit like, it's epic, it's fire. Don't get me wrong, I like in that perspective, but it's literally just hype up for Asta Slash, and some characters be like, "You dare, Asta." Like that's all this chapter is. Like in the actual, like this is something that the One Piece anime would like expand to and stretch out as much as they can. That's my issue with this. It's even more frustrating because there's a lot of things that I feel like could have were cut, while this thing is for, I don't know, I guess this chapter. Well, this chapter barely does anything for the story outside the cut. Which again, it's fire, it's epic, but I don't think it's worthy of being its own chapter. A good moment, but not worthy. But yeah, it just kind of feels weird. And even this is something that I really feel like these very long fights have been had a problem with in Black Clover, where a lot of times characters seem to just. I'm not sure if I need to reread the previous arc, but for some reason, a lot of chapters during this split arc, I feel like these very long fights haven't really like progressed the story that much, or at the very least they've barely been to a point I can't even tell why we did multiple chapters. But yeah, I guess that's the end of this chapter. Again, a fire art, but not really all that, anything that we're really be focused on. And again, I feel like there could have been other things that could have been used for this chapter. But anyways, let's talk about the future. So what will happen now? Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention about Nox's form is starting to disintegrate, so it seems like he's not going to be in his Navi uniform, but that doesn't matter. So yeah, anyways, what's going to happen? Now, I've seen a bunch of people theorizing and pretty much expressing their reactions, which is, this cannot be the end. There's going to be some twist or something's going to happen. Now, now I do agree. This way of ending it feels very underwhelming, very rushed. Like, even if you are someone who has full confidence in Tabata, will excuse anything and try to find any explanation, you cannot deny that we spent the entire year. What is it? Wait, let's see. This started in volume 28. The next volume was 28, 28, 29, 28, 20, 30, 31, 30, 5 volumes. 5, count them. I don't consider the first the first 4 volumes a part of this arc, unless maybe 27, but that's debatable. I don't 5 volumes, an entire year of essentially pawns, measuring sticks, and not fully manifested villains being defeated. Like, I don't think those ones deserve. Like, I don't think this is a good way to end the arc. So I feel like there is gonna be a twist. It would make sense. Like this is like supposed to be like, oh yeah, we won, everything's over, and then like right there, gonna be some kind of twist that's gonna change the outcome. Now as for what I've seen people saying, maybe the cracks on Yami and William are gonna cause the tree or something to cause Lucifer to still manifest. I feel that would be ridiculous because why even get this giant worm form if he's just gonna manifest through Don Yame? I've seen some people say there are those cocoons that haven't been suspicious, haven't been caught, but honestly, I'm really hoping that they are used, and I feel like it would make sense for them. Like if I was the writer, which I'm not, and I'm hoping to put as a plan, I would have like the next chapter because the way how it usually does it will just be characters celebrating, then hang out with the cocoons cracking, then having this Zugata sibling showing up, and then when Asta arrives here, because let's be real, it's gonna take him some time to get to the location, everyone's already defeated. That as the Zugata siblings and whoever go into the Clover going to destroy or something. I don't know. That's what I feel like should have happened or something because I really don't feel like this is like a good way. Like it's would be good if this was like a better, but as it stands, it's very underwhelming. Also, it was I believe said this is like that we are approaching the climax of the arc, so I do feel like this is gonna end with them like defeating Lucifer and all, but there's gonna be like a twist at the end to like this is the lowest point. Like where this part is gonna end would be like with the heroes completely losing because as it stands, very disappointing. But yeah, we'll see how things go from this point onwards. Also, there's a lot of reasons why to believe there's gonna be a third part or two more, at least one more part. So we'll see about that part thing. But alright, anyways, tell me in the comments below what did you think of this chapter? Did you think it disappointed? Did you think it was fire? Or whatever, just tell me in the comments below. And now with that, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.